Yes, so this is us, and that is our company in short. So we had a financial year where we were cut and size clients, where we actually bought from the place where I worked. And then this is our story short, how we were supply and install business, and when we started our cut to size. So first factory in 2014, then we moved, you'll see the first factory, 200 squares. We moved to a 450 squares with the CNC. 2018, naturally we started cut to size work through old colleagues and reps bringing clients to us. COVID, that's the dip. Coincidentally, we started with Cabinetry.Online at the same time, and that is when everything changed for us. We made a decision here that we're going to turn installation off because we want to focus on supply only. That's the bit we love and we're passionate about. And then we moved to another factory here with a bit of an old mindset. This is where we started doing factory tours. Justin and the team was amazing. They put us in touch with people that were ahead of the game, and we came over to Melbourne and South Australia and toured a few places. And then this is when we got a second edge bander in place. A big mind shift change happened there as well. A lean journey started. We toured Polytech places there, and yeah, you'll see some of the changes and how we adopted. So, okay, this is just where we started. I think a lot of you can relate. Panel saw, little edge bander. We shared that with another cabinet maker. It's from the top. So, yes, we outgrew that place quite quickly. And as you can say, we just thought we needed bigger space, we needed more machines. We went to our next factory. But yes, over the years, we've learned that you need to get your processes done before you start thinking of layout. That's what we moved to. That's a few years in, 450 squares. We look at that and we say, what a mess. So we actually had 3 cabinet maker benches on here. Everybody would get their own job. And storage here, we packed it in. That racking is full of, we don't know if that work is going in or out. Cut to size work has started, and there's our pallet from the edge bander onto there. So at that time, we literally just gave somebody a job, do the job. If there's issues, we'll deal with it. You saw there that we've got started with the flat packing, and we noticed we had extra capacity on the CNC. We want to outsource, or want to cut for other people. We always, when we started, we know that's what we want to do. We always knew we want to grow this business. We don't know where to. So naturally, we just spoke to people. We want to do it. We're willing to offer. The guy I used to work with resigned, and he said, okay, cool. Can you cut for me? Great, yes, we can cut. And then the rep brought another customer in, and that's how we did. But it was microfilm files, importing plans. We had to draft it. It was a bit of a long process, yes. Then we found Justin. And, sorry?
Found Justin.
Yes, Cabinetry.Online.
Yeah. I'll just add in, at that stage we knew it's a side of the industry that will grow and continue to grow, the way we just see things. And at the time we thought we will need to write our own software. We were very much of the mindset of let's do it ourselves, let's write our own software and things. And that's when we actually started, a rep actually told us about Cabinetry.Online and things, and then yeah. The story continues from there.
Yes, the rep came in and, oh, have you heard of Go Cabinets? No, who are they? And we looked it up and we're still like, no, we'll just write our own. So, yeah, it took us a year to actually then call and get in. So this is the story. We decided then install or supply only, that's what we're going to do. But we couldn't, if you look at the graph, we couldn't just stop it because there's not enough revenue. There's not enough orange. So we needed to strategically plan this thing out. So first of all, we just said, we're not organizing trades, plumbers, electricians, those things anymore. We will come and install your cabinetry only. You get the site right. Okay, cool. Step one. Then we went and client would come to us, do you want a laundry? No, sorry, give us the kitchen, then we'll do the laundry and the vanity. So we changed that around, so we only accepted kitchens to make it worthwhile, because anybody will know, we worked it out. If I go to measure a vanity or a kitchen, it's 3 hours out of my day. It doesn't matter, big job, small. Then we shifted business to business only. No more retail clients walking through the door. Sorry, we only work business to business. Bearing in mind, in the background, Go Cabinets is growing. So that side is growing continuously while we're turning off. And as we had enough growth, we turned certain things off. So we had a few builders and repeat clients. And then we said, with COVID happening, the growth went up as well, but some businesses just shut down, some small builders, etc. And as they shut down, we said, okay, we've got enough, we're not chasing more. And then eventually we said to some businesses, sorry, you've got to now jump onto the platform and find your own installers. And some said they're happy, great. Others went to find someone else, or we actually put them in touch with our own cabinet maker clients, and they started using them. We never just left our builders in the lurch and say, sorry, you're on your own now. We always, this is what you can use. And a few years later, we're still working with those builders. So this is our current factory, and the one we moved into, this is the 900, it's two 450s. So when we moved in, this is the small CNC that was in the back corner. All the board comes in. That is a 3618 X200 auto load offload. H-bander was here. There was no wall, and that wasn't there. On a later stage, we made that hole and put that one in. So put a new H-bander there and put the old one in there. A lot of things happened in that time quite simultaneously. The business grew a bit. When we decided we're going to go cut to size only, we needed to rewrite a whole website. That was basically defining what we're going to do, our processes, and it gave us really good direction as well. So it's a good unintentional thing. If you want to rewrite your website, you got to sit down and think what you want to be and do. We also said, just because we can do something doesn't mean we should do it. Like we talk about bird boxes. There's a guy that came along, there was a bushfire, he needed boxes for some parrots, but we needed to draft it. So we drafted, it took 2-3 hours, and we did it, but we needed to bind board we don't use often, and we just said no. We stick to our offering. Yes. Because there's a big difference between what we sell and what we can do. So we found saying no is quite invigorating. Then we also said, when we started with Cabinetry.Online, and we offer everything that a cabinet maker needs, not what he wants. Same as Andrew from before, he said he only sells Blum. We took a similar approach because we knew our staff. We can't go and just turn on all the hardware, because then you've got to retrain all your staff. We didn't sell assembly, we didn't sell bench tops. We start with quite a narrow, and then we built on that. And that is how our product Range has grown. Now we've got a few different drawer runners we sell. We've got bench tops. We do painted doors, vinyl.
Yeah, whenever we launch a new product now, we first would develop the process behind it to make it the ordering for the client easier, but also our internal processes of ordering it and stuff. So there's products like Polytech Serrano doors that's not on the system. We will only start selling that once we've developed the process in the background to make it smooth and like it comes through the floor just like any other door. The staff member doesn't need to think about it. All the pricing is done. We don't need to quote a variation or anything like that.
This is what we mentioned. This is before we made the hole. Edge bander without a return table. Is there anybody that doesn't have a return table? Can we give you the context for it? That where to go get one. It was literally, we weren't even running the whole day, every day. That thing pays for itself in 3 months.
Yeah,
literally.
I'm an accountant. I worked it out 3 months, and we will never buy a edge bander without a return table. In our mind, it comes with a return table.
Yes, it was literally when we bought the second edge bander. It was like, do you have the return table in stock? Do you have the edge bander in stock? That was the other side. We were going QCing, packing. So much work in production, assembly bench on that side. This is where the fun started happening for us. As you can see, we started growing, contacted Justin, we started touring factories. We also started touring factories locally in WA. And like we say, you don't know what you don't know if you don't go see stuff. Yes, we've got a guy there, Southern Kitchens, older guy, we're good friends with his son now as well. And what we've learned from Dean in Southern Kitchens is our competition in here is not each other. There's enough work for everybody. Our competition is imports. So that's why we're actually so passionate about events like this, is because we need to share our knowledge so that we can grow the industry, so that we can compete with imports, because there's enough work for everybody. And yeah, we've got to thank Dean for that. It's like, that's why we like our factories open, and we're happy to share with anybody. It also, when you tour factories, like we say there, it confirms that you're on the right track. And that is quite helpful. You always think you're by yourself, and then you go, Tom was here from Smart Cut, and you're like, oh, they're doing the similar things. Or Cabinet Systems, we were there, and you're like, wow, they're massive operation, they're so good. And you're like, but wait, we're also doing that, that, and that. And it's like, it just gives you confirmation. We also toured Polytech here, and there was a few things that we learned from Polytech as well as with cabinetry, and I think we'll talk a bit more of it on another slide, is to use the people around you. You don't have to do everything yourself. We've learned things for the future, like we can see drill press, board storage, return table, and one of the big things, we don't need 4 meters between our CNC and edge bander to edge a 3.6 meter board. We don't do it. Okay, made a lot of mistakes. Okay, that's one of our biggest mistakes, keeping the second edge bander. This is what we mentioned, there's no hole there. There's the second edge bander, Lizzie. And that's Maria. Maria's at the back there. All our machines got names and stories. Yes, so we put that in, and we thought we'll make Maria, the old edge bander, a whiteboard line, and we'll make Leslie, the new one, a colorboard line. That's before the edge bander. And this is current. We just took this photo this week. There's Maria at the back there. From that, we went to that. This is flat pack, and this is assembly. That's a special drawer line, and that's prep for assembly, etc. So this is the changes we spoke about. We mentioned one for whiteboard, one for colorboard. At the moment, our second edge bander, or Maria, the old one, would be kept. We thought, great, we'll keep it because it's paid off. Why should we sell it? That thing's standing there. We haven't used it for 6 months because we worked on our processes and we realized changing a few things, small things in line, you actually don't need it because the edge bander can feed the machines. We've set up those lines. We've planned it out really well, and then through our whole lean journey, and we also started working with a lean coach beginning of the year, we realized we're setting up a line, a draw line for a company that we want to be that we're not. We don't need it. Big focus with the lean journey that we started. It's about continuous improvement, but you start with your staff, with your team, and yourself. Now, we just heard before, I can't find good staff. I just want to say, you hired them. Just remember that. But the culture and the growing of people and the continuous improvement is one of the best things we did. Like, we've got 30 minutes in the beginning of the morning, people clean and improve, and they post their photos. One of the biggest results here is for like a business owner is how many places the last day or 2 days of the year, no more production, we clean out. That's all the places I worked was like that. We used to be like that. End of last year, 11 o'clock, we turned the machines off, we get dressed, we went for our Christmas lunch. With the lean journey, we did a value stream mapping. That told us where to focus. Our early layout, we had multiple jobs running side by side. The trolleys were overloaded, we'll show you shortly. And we just push the CNCs, make sure there's enough work for the next. Now we pull. Yes, a lot of mistakes. It was hard to track jobs. We'll show you this in photos, but I'll come back to that in the photos. Very important, we don't start a job if we don't have everything in stock. And if the client, if it's painted doors, for example, the client said, can you cut me the melamine before the paint? We split it into 2 jobs. Even the paperwork, everything got separated. We mentioned their one-piece flow, and I just want to mention because one-piece flow is something to strive through that we learned through the Toyota way, but it's CNC's designed for batch work is not possible. This is what we used to do. This is what we do now. Sorry, there's a few panels there. We literally go 10 or 20. Sometimes our guy at QC will walk around to the edge bander. There's one panel on the trolley and he walk back. That's what we used to do, and that's what we're doing now. So with those trolleys, we were thinking of rollers all the way around this. Then we started doing our batches trolleys, and now smaller batches on the trolleys. We don't have it, but our productivity went up. We wanted to say about the Polytech and I think there's an important bit, Peter, about joining up with companies.
Yeah.
When we had that pivot moment, when we said we're going to just do cut to size work, we realized, because we worked with other software people and with Go Cabinets, Cabinetry.Online, it's better for us to partner with somebody, like Justin called it, best in class. And work with them. Because how can we hire somebody to write our own software and get it nearly as good as Cabinetry.Online, that at that stage already had about 20 people in the office? So we worked with other software guys, and they were like, oh, this is how we do it. We want to do it on your software. They said, no, we'll show you a better way. I'm like, okay, cool. And it was a better way. And then the pennies started dropping. Now we toured Polytech. And the thing about Polytech touring is we didn't know what they offer until we saw their factories and what they do. Now we leverage of them for a whole lot of other things we can order in and supply to our customers. Even our painted doors, we used to cut the flat panels, send it away, they cut the profile. Now we just go, no, you just cut the whole job and deliver it all when it's ready painted. And we match up the melamine. So that's when it's partnering with somebody like Cabinetry.Online becomes so valuable, because not only do you get that option, but it allows you to work with other people as well. So yes, we can't thank you guys enough. So this is the exercise we did. We did the value stream mapping. We defined our processes. There was a factory on the market, and we just needed to see, can we fit our future machines in? So we want to double our lines. What we've learned is you want not specific lines, you want 2 lines that is identical. Both can do whatever the other one can do. The drilling machine can feed both, and then this will be sorting and prepping. But even here, if you have this line and this line can do assembly and exactly the same, and then that will be like a non-standard bench if there's like a corner shelf or something.
Before we did any of this layout, we first defined our process, because process determines your layout. Your layout should support your process. It shouldn't determine your process. And that's why we're very focused on process first. And that's where Go Cabinets helps us develop a process, and we work with other suppliers to help facilitate that process. The software shouldn't dictate your process. It should support it.
Yes. And this will also be a stage approach. We'll just double the lines, and then the flex store and the drilling machine, all those things will come as we can afford it. What we've learned, linear flow with your machines. If you're setting up a factory, that's what the people has taught us. Currently we have like 3 90-degree turns, and the experts told us 1 90-degree turn in your factory cost you $1 million over 5 years. Peter said it, process-led layout. Process are defined, developed first, and then the layout is built to support your process. We're all the same, but we're all different. Define your process, and our product offering is a little bit different for everybody. 2 CNCs side by side, future ready for the flex store. So we'll put it in place already that it's more or less ready. Both machines will need forklift from both sides. The drilling machine, 1 drilling machine, we would love a through feed one, and the capacity should be enough to do both. We spoke about identical lines, so you can just drop a job on either one. And then future automation. That's what we want to put in place. So we want to automate between machines as well, so we're already thinking to put it in the right place there.
We had a question on the text line. Text line just sounds official, doesn't it? You mentioned staff and finding good staff.
Yes.
In regards to that, do you only target people that have the industry experience, or do you train some people up, or what's your process for that?
Peter can answer this one.
No, we don't target industry specific. Our belief is if you invest in your staff, actively, not just sending them on a course and coming back. It's like we have team meetings every day for 15 minutes where we coach and we train and we teach. And one thing we learned from our lean coach is like look for coaching opportunities every time you walk the floor. So we would walk on and see something and it's like teach the guy there, link it back to our values, to our mission, and then they start thinking it and stuff. We've been away from the office for 2 days now. We haven't had one phone call from the guys. They run it by themselves. It's like we don't get questions about where's this board or stuff. So yeah, they take ownership eventually. So yeah, we invest heavily in our staff. We have guys, they've got no experience in cabinet making, and we simplify the process. What we call line balancing is like we split the process of assembling a cabinet to prepping a cabinet. So you can teach someone to put a hinge plate in or to fix a hinge. It's like that's not rocket science. But then the guy building the cabinet, yeah, they are still cabinet makers because they do the quality control at the end and stuff. So you just need the right attitude, hire for attitude, train for skills.
I just want to say 2 things there. It's like, yes, it's valuable. Peter's a chartered accountant, but the value that he brings to a factory because he asks different questions is immeasurable. We have the same thing with staff. Yes, so yes, we don't have only that. And the other thing about what we've done with hiring and what's really successful, I'll just drop Working Genius, Pat Lencioni, look that up. That helped us, but we've decided we will wait and be patient rather than hiring somebody to get the job done. Yes, so we sacrifice profit and growth to get the right people.
Yeah, one final thing, sorry. We made a mind shift change. It's like being the business owners is not our reward, it's our responsibility. So we take a responsibility-led mind shift when we lead the company. That means we have difficult conversations with our staff. It's like it's our responsibility to coach them and train them. It's like it's not their responsibility to just step up. It's our responsibility to help them step up and grow them as people.
Thanks, Peter and Steve.